a time to be alive. This is Historia.
Welcome to Historia. I'm Kylie.
I'm Jamie.
Jamie, the birthday girl. It's Jamie's birthday special. Woo! So tonight is a fun night. We even have a special guest.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Erica, Jamie's older sister. And only sister.
An only sister.
Oh.
But do we sound alike?
That is the question.
I don't know. I think we do. But
We'll see.
Yes, our first special guest. How does it feel, Erica, that you're the first special guest on Historia?
oh my gosh, putting me on the spot. I feel extra special tonight. That's what I'll say.
You did not know I was going to ask you that question at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you should. This is a very important podcast.
It's my very first podcast I've ever been on, too.
Ooh.
Wow.
The number one podcast to be on.
Obviously. Name a better podcast. Well, wait.
We'll wait.
All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the chaos of Jamie's birthday. It's going to be a fun night. We got our daiquiris.
Yeah, something changed. We actually changed our alcohol selection.
We did. And it's very interesting because we didn't have a lot of strawberries, so we just added a bunch of wine. It's pretty good.
It's strong.
This wine
Yeah.
is good.
And we're feeling it already.
I'm feeling good.
But we're feeling good. And there will be some shots in between this episode. In the middle.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing for us?
Yeah.
Oh, I have some trivia facts for you guys today.
Anyone that we get wrong, we have to take a shot.
Like history trivia?
Oh, yeah.
Or just, like-
Norse mythology.
Oh my God.
trivia.
Yeah, we're going to be getting real drunk.
Die! I only know the one I studied. We have a pop quiz today, guys. We didn't even know.
It's
All
just
right.
like school.
There's 25 questions.
Oh, God. We're bound to get at
maybe
least
I
two
don't know.
right.
I don't even know.
Do
if
you
we'll
want
make it
to
10?
Do you want to do one like every few minutes? Do you want to do them all at the end? What are we thinking here?
We'll do them in between. Let me know when you
Okay.
guys want a question, and I'll hit you with it. It's got A, B, C, D.
I think you should just
thank
interrupt
God.
us and be like, question!
Question
Yes.
And then just go really
one.
fast, and we just have to be ready.
Okay.
it.
Okay.
That sounds like fun.
So yeah, guys, we're doing Norse mythology, in case you missed that. It's gonna be a really special episode.
I feel like this one's hard just because the language is hard. Did you know anything about Norse mythology
No.
excluding Marvel?
No, I didn't. I'll be completely honest. I did not.
Yeah.
That's why I'm nervous for trivia later, but
Well, it's a difficult one.
it is.
I just, I love it though. I had fun.
I want to study more of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just very interesting.
Well, there's a lot of characters.
And mythology. I'm glad we're doing another mythology episode.
I am. I actually have a book today.
I don't.
It's Norse myths. I literally have a book of all of them.
Is it a picture book? It looks like a picture book.
It has pictures in it.
That's cool.
Yeah. See? They have like actual
Oh, cool.
photographs of stuff that I can't read.
Jamie's an overachiever. I just look things up online.
Well, that's
No,
why
that's
I
right.
wanted to do Norse because I already had a source. This one
Oh.
is Norse Myths, Viking Legends of Heroes and Gods by Martin J. Daughtry. Yeah. So
Exciting.
I found a lot on this. It only, like, again, it's like my Ancient Egypt one where it only covers, like, a small selection of it.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
Nice.
And it has lots of pictures for the people who don't like to read. Erica, I think you would appreciate
Oh, I don't
this.
like to read, so that's mine too.
What, you're just calling me out that I don't like to read?
Yes.
I guess that's kind of true, but...
I don't like to read. I'll admit it here.
All right. I've got the first question for you guys. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to do...
Is it a multiple choice?
It is multiple choice.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Still not
yeah.
gonna do
So
very well.
there's a 1 in 4 chance, you'll get it right.
1 in 4 chance.
Do we have
Okay.
to agree on an answer, or do we just say both of our answers
I think you guys should just try to, like, figure it out together.
Okay.
and then kind of agree on one?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Teamwork.
Unless you
Teamwork.
think you know the answer to the question without me asking all of the A, B, C, D.
Oh no, we gotta hear.
There
them.
may only be one question that you know that.
Okay.
Okay. Who is the god of poetry? Is it Forseti, Honir, Hoder,
No.
or Bragi? Bragi?
I think it's A.
It's not.
It's not A.
No.
Do you know?
It's not Hoarder and it's not Forseti. It's either It's either B or E or D.
Let's do D. Let's do D.
Yeah, is it Bragi?
You are correct.
Yes!
Yeah!
Oh my god. We had to take a shot.
Process of elimination. We are in. All right.
Oh, thank God. My research came in handy.
Woo! Okay. All right. So today we are going to be talking about North. It's really hard to say. I always say North mythology, but that's not it. Norse mythology. And Jamie's going to start us off today.
Yes, I am. So,
Woo!
for right now, I'm just going to do a little bit of just an intro to the Norse culture, Scandinavian culture, Norse mythology, a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. So, here we go.
Diving in.
Dive on in. Here we go. So, people who would become the Norsemen are estimated to have entered around 8,000 to 4,000 BC. So, BCE before Common Era, BC before Christ, if you follow that. So, this is ours. Erica, this is our livelihood. Good Lord. Oh my God. You good?
Yeah, just talk.
Okay. So, a larger population would grow during, for Scandinavia during the Bronze Age, which was around 2000 to 1500 BC. Mm-hmm. So that was when tools, metals were all starting to be established more, and hunter-gatherers would become more, they would become more successful because they had the tools to kill the animals, make homes, and stuff like that. And so that causes a population to grow tremendously because you have a higher chance of survival now. Mm-hmm. So for the Scandinavian people, this counts as countries that we now know as Norway, Sweden, Denmark, parts of Finland, Iceland, and Greenland. I'm sure there's more. That's just what I found. So pretty much anybody with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Blue eyes, tall. No, they vary, but that's what we think. That's what we think of Scandinavian people. Excuse you, her tail almost went right in there.
It really went into her drink.
Our manager has arrived. Hello, manager.
Yes. Hi, Ruby. Welcome to your studio.
I swear to God, if you try to get on my book,
she's literally in the microphone.
No food. Can hear her smell. All right, so we have Scandinavia continue to grow, entering the Vendel period, where the high quality of craftsmanship items would increase technology and shipbuilding. This would become super important for what we know as the Vikings. Do you know anything about the Vikings?
I mean, the basics.
Like what?
Like of what a Viking is. I don't know the history of a Viking.
Well, Vikings, they were very interesting people. They loved to explore. Mm-hmm. That was one thing. And they were also savages. Like, if you really learned more about, like, Vikings, you would learn about the raids that they did for, towards, like, the Anglo-Saxons, towards, like, what is now common day France. And just, like, that area, people were terrified of them. But they kind of kept them themselves, too. Like, they never really were overrun by, like, the Hungarians that were taking over Europe.
Yeah.
They kind of just were, like, isolated to themselves, but they made themselves known to everybody else. Because they would go to their lands and be like, what's up? We want your stuff. We're gonna burn it.
Love that for them.
Yeah. But that's just how they were. So, we see this in the Vendel period. We see this high quality of just technology growing for them. And by around like 793 AD, we would enter into the Viking Age. This was a high point of their raiding, them making themselves really known to other cultures, and people were just like, why? Who are you?
Yeah.
So, we would see them, they would really establish then their Norse mythology, and they would keep to it because it was very important to them. But you would see the shift, especially in stories. Like, their mythology changed because Christianity would become a very huge contributor to their change in mythology. So there's normally, for every story that you hear of Norse mythology, there's always going to be a second one, which is very highly Christian influenced, because once Christianity came to like Scandinavia, it became very embedded into their culture, which embedded into their mythology, which would change into just pure Christianity eventually. Which
I heard they didn't really document their mythology until the Christianity.
Yeah, it wasn't highly, or they would pretty much document it on their artifacts. Like, it's really hard to find, just like the Greece and Romans, how they have it, or even really the Egyptians, they would all have it written down, or they would have it somewhere that really shows their belief in the mythology. But for Norse, it was like kind of hit or miss until the Christian era of them really establishing the mythology.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, we would have, getting into Norse mythology, just the establishment of it. Like many other mythologies, Norse have similar founding of a leader. So, Odin. Mm-hmm. Or I think there's another name for him. We're
going to call him Odin because
there's so many names.
We can.
Yeah. But so Odin, he is the high mighty chief leader. So he is the one that surrounds, who's pretty much, I call him Big Papa. He's Big Papa. So he's like the huge leader that everybody else kind of follows, that the people highly respect, which is common for every single religion that you look into. There's always that high mighty god. So that was Odin, and then you would always have the higher powers before them. So in this case, you had Jotnar and like the giants, who are, I guess, equivalent to the Greeks were the Titans.
Yeah.
So that's theirs. But Jotnar and giants are like two different things. Like, giants are different from like what we know as giants, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Ruby's having a freak show.
She's just having a good old time.
Having a good old time. Now, what makes like Norse mythology unique to pretty much unique from like all the other that we find is that the relationship between mortals and Norse gods and goddesses is that they had like a mutual respect for one another.
Yeah.
So, in like Greek and I keep using Greek and Roman because it counteracts like one another,
and
for
it's the most
mythology.
well known.
Exactly. So with Greek and Roman mythology, you see a lot of like intermingle of the gods with mortals that would create demigods and just kind of go a circle, and then they would pretty much hurt mortals if they didn't do what was told by the gods.
Oh, wow.
What is unique to Norse is that they kind of had like this mutual respect to the point that they kind of would be upset with the god if they didn't do what they asked. Like, hey, I have this going on, can you help me out? And if the god is just like, gives you attitude and is like, no, then the person can be like, fine, then I am not going to worship you. And then the god's just like, okay. So it's kind of like that mutual respect. You don't see a lot of interaction with mortals in Norse mythology. It's mostly with one another, and I feel like Loki's always getting in the butt of everything.
Oh, for sure. Can't trust him.
Are we surprised? I think not. We all seen the Marvel movies.
Yeah, we have seen the Marvel movies.
All right.
Oh, God.
Before we will move on, I have question number 2.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
All right. Since we were just talking about Odin.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
How did Odin lose his eye?
I know this one.
Do you want to answer it?
No. Give me the answer.
Don't
I don't know. You sounded pretty confident. Do you want I think you should guess.
I think I know it too if we hear the...
Before I give it to you. Or no?
No, give the multiple choice first.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. A. He lost it to Loki in a bet.
Yeah.
B. He gave it for a drink from Mjolnir's...
Mjolnir's?
B. He gave it for a drink from Mjolnir's well. C, he gave it to the blind god Hodor. Or D, it was stolen by Sigurd.
Oh, I didn't know any of those.
It has to be C or D. Okay, because Sigurd, isn't that the one that killed him? I wrote his name down. I don't remember who it is.
I don't know.
Because I do know that guy was blind. Hodor, whatever his name is, he was blind. But I don't know if he gave his eye to him.
I thought he gave his eye to, like, give purity or something to the world.
Is there one that's like that? One of the answers?
You guys want to know? Are you ready for it?
No, we have to guess.
Oh, okay.
Because then
I mean...
Can you give us a process of it? Can you give us, like, 2 options and we'll choose which one is correct?
Oh my god.
Is that cheating?
It's either B or C.
What was B again?
B was he gave it for a drink from Mimir's well. Or C, he gave it to the blind god Hodor.
I don't think he gave it to Hodor.
Okay, let's go with B.
You guys are correct.
Yeah, because...
With some assistance, but you're correct.
I'll just take a drink of my daiquiri.
Can I have some wine?
Oh, yes.
I'm out of beverage. Thank you.
All right.
So far, we're doing pretty good.
With assistance.
Next time, we won't cheat.
Do we want another question before you move on?
Yeah, let's just do another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I am really sorry if I mispronounce a lot of these because there's a lot of names I've never heard before. All right, so Odin, Vili, and Ve killed Ymir and used his body to create Midgard. Who was Ymir? Ymir?
How does it spelled?
Ymir.
Ymir?
Ymir.
All right. Who was Ymir? Was it A, a fire giant, B, a frost giant, C, one of the Vanir, or D, the son of Buri?
I don't know this one. I think it might be a fire giant.
I think it's a fire giant too. A.
You are incorrect.
Oh no!
It was the frost giant.
Oh, we were so close. Fire frost.
You were yeah. Still, you got the giant part right.
That means we have to take a shot.
Yep.
You want to get that?
You're the bartender here.
Okay. I'm just a bartender.
Bartender.
Where are the shot glasses?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we already got them pre-prepared.
Okay, I think Jamie gets the bottoms up bitch.
Oh,
Bottoms
yeah,
up,
definitely.
bitch.
Kylie, which one would you like?
I don't know what the one in the middle is, so I'll take the flowers.
It's an aquarium.
Oh, well, I just see a bunch of lines from here. I want the flower one.
I made that one.
This one?
Oh, yeah. I'll use Jamie's handmade art.
There's no way I can take a shot of this later. I'm already throwing up now.
Ew.
Oh, boy.
Okay. There's
I
that.
hope you guys don't hear that. Ouch.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Salud.
Salud.
That is really painful for me to watch you take that.
We really should have used the honey whiskey. It's better, I promise.
Oh my god.
You okay?
Oh my god.
We killed her already.
I need like an actual like chaser of like water or something. Oh my god.
BRB.
Erica's gonna. That was pretty rough though. Can you grab my water that's in the blue cup on the?
Yeah.
Don't fill it up so far. God.
That wasn't even a full shot.
I know.
Next time do like half for her. I'm just kidding.
Ugh.
Okay.
It's nasty. Okay.
That one was pretty bad.
Oh god. Ew. Are we ready?
You're the one talking. I don't know. Are you ready?
Okay. So, today I am talking about Balder.
Also known as Balder.
Balder. So, he is the son of the chief god Odin. So, Big Papa.
Daddy Odin.
Daddy Odin. We're going to call him Daddy Odin. That actually sounds very fitting for him.
Daddy Odin.
Daddy
Can I
Odin.
have your credit card?
God. And then his mother is the goddess of marriage and fertility, Frigga.
Frigga.
Yes. Yes. And so it's really difficult for them to decipher what Balhir's name stands for, but they kind of describe it as either meaning bold or brave.
Okay.
This dude is known for his innocence, purity, and beauty. Very handsome. Everybody loved him. He was a very well-respected god in the Norse, pantheon or whatever. He was very well known. People loved him. He had a wife and a kid. So his wife was the goddess of joy, peace, and moon, Nana. And then his son is the god of justice and reconciliation. I think his name... Why didn't I write it down? I think is Frethi.
It would have been funny if they made an evil child, because she's all peaceful and he's beautiful, and then they just create this demon.
I know, right? But his son is justice and reconciliation. That's pretty impressive. But when I tried to look up really what he was the god known for, he didn't really have anything. It was just mostly beauty, because he was very handsome to the eye. He glowed because he was so handsome. He would lit up. He lit up the room. Literally.
Damn.
Yeah, so he was loved by all of the gods and goddesses. So the story of what happened... Okay, you're petting me. My foot. So...
Petting me? I was rubbing her.
What? I was I thought Ruby was over there. No, she's knocked out over here. But so... He was loved by all the gods and goddesses. They thought he was the bee's knees.
Pretty Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
I don't know. That was the first one I thought of.
Interesting. Okay.
Who else does everyone love?
No one. It's freaking cancel culture up in this bitch.
Nobody's canceled Zac Efron yet.
Yet. I mean, there's bound to be something. But
I really don't like how he didn't sing in the first movie.
I know.
Drew Seeley.
Drew Seeley. Yeah. You gotta love Drew Seeley. I love him.
You can't unhear it now.
Yeah.
As an adult, you're wow, that's really not him.
Yeah.
And there's a YouTube video of them in the recording studio, and he's lip syncing in the recording studio. Oh my god.
Really?
They really tried, yeah.
Oh my god. Well, it got out.
But then he was able to sing, so.
After lots of vocal lessons, I'm sure.
Right.
All right, so let's continue to Balhir, not Zac Efron. So he was known for his beauty, graciousness, cheerfulness, all-around nice guy. He's the guy that you want to go out to the club with, or just hang out and have a brewski. Just be hey dude, you want to hang out? You want to get some stuff? And he's just yeah, dude.
You'd go to his house for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he would have all of the hors d'oeuvres. He would have some chicken wings, hot dogs, hamburgers. He would have it all because he's a nice guy, and he would look good doing it.
He might even have a nacho bar.
Perhaps. I'm sure. I don't know. They like their beer, right? Vikings like their beer? Is that a thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
I would think so.
I'm sure
yeah, they have to. In that area,
bar.
you have to. Yeah. He'd have his own brewery.
Balhir's Brewery.
Balder. Ballin'.
He's balding.
Was he bald though? No. He had luscious locks.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Okay, but nothing lasts good in any mythology, as we know.
Oh.
If you have a story about yourself, it never ends well.
Mm-mm.
We know this from the last mythology that we did.
I do not remember what we did last time.
You did Zeus and Hera.
Oh, yeah, we did Zeus. That was a pretty big one. Yeah, that one, yeah.
And then I did Demeter and Hades.
Yeah, those were pretty rough.
Demeta.
Oh, yeah, we called it Damita. Don't mess with Damita.
But, so, since he was, such a well-loved guy, he was mama's boy. He was a mama's boy. His mother, Freya, loved him. She thought he was just the best guy on the planet. She was like, I must protect you.
Loved him or loved him?
Loved him.
I have to ask that question because this is mythology.
Oh, no, not that way. But loved him as just like, this is my son. I'm going to coddle him. I don't know if there was any just like incest going on. I'm sure there was. There had to have been. But, so... Though I'm talking about him in such like an innocent, pure light, there is a lot of background of him not being such. So there's also influences, especially in Christian influences, that Balder was also a warlike entity. This would become very important to his story of his downfall.
Oh boy.
So, due to his ability to not be harmed by anything, he would take this advantage of this warlike nature to pretty much not be harmed by anything. So, if someone was trying to, like, freaking blow him up, they couldn't do it because he was prevented from doing so. So, this was because of his mother. Yeah, Freyja would go around the world and ask an oath for whatever, anything, everything, to not harm her son, because Balder had a premonition, had a dream about his death. And so he was like, Mom, I think I'm going to die soon. She's like, not on my watch. And so she went around the world looking for anything that could harm her son and was like, can you please prevent my son from being harmed by this? And whatever it was would no longer be able to harm him. This was kind of stupid of the gods because they literally made a game out of this. They would take any weapon that they could find and literally just throw it at him, and it would just bounce off him, and they would have just a joyous time about it. They would be frolicking around being like, oh my god, like, he's not dying, like, it literally bounces off him, like, he's invincible. And he was like, so in battle, he would literally just be susceptible to anything because he had that inability to not be hurt. So that invincibility, which is...
Did you know who was going to kill him?
Yes.
Are you going to get there?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, I know everything.
I have the story down too, so...
Oh, yes, I have everything.
It's a great story.
I didn't tell Kylie who I was doing mine on.
Right.
But I know who she's doing hers on, and it ties in.
Connects.
Yes, they all tie in. But, so with this invincibility, Loki didn't take too kindly to it. You know, the trickster god, the mischief master. Mm-hmm. He didn't like this. He was like, there has to be something that he is not invincible to, that he is not immune to. And Freyja, being a freaking careless woman, was like, well, there's the mistletoe because it's too small.
Yeah.
A freaking little tiny mistletoe. You wouldn't think of that hurting you. It's like a little plant that freaking throw it at you, it just boop, bounces off. It doesn't do much.
You just kiss under it and then you move on.
Exactly. But Loki, being his little trickster self, was like, I can spin something into this. Yes. He's like, I can figure this out. I can make... But, like, at the time of this, he was just a trickster. He was trying to find things, but I don't know why he decided to take it to such extremes.
He just liked to ruin everyone's lives.
Exactly, and that's what he wanted to do, and I think it was mostly because he was jealous. Oh, because he was a son of Odin, wasn't he?
He wanted all the attention.
Exactly. He was a attention seeker. And because Balder was getting all of the attention, he was like, I gotta find a way to stop this. And so what he decided to do with the mistletoe is to morph it in with a spear. And so he somehow, I don't know if he just, attached a mistletoe to a spear and was like, no longer invincible. Or if he just, put it in the middle. Who knows? It's a story. They just say, oh, he mixed it in with the spear. So this would come to then him giving the spear to Balder's blind brother, Hodur.
Yep.
So
Give it to a blind man. Why don't
exactly. So Hodir is the blind god of winter and warriors. So there wasn't much that I could find on him just because he's just like, I feel like he's kind of a background character.
Yeah.
In a lot. Because that's how a lot of mythology is that they have these characters introduced, but they don't really go into further explanation of them. So what he did was that Loki went up to Hodir and was like, hey, I got this spear for you, and you should go and try and kill that thing over there.
Well, and he was like, why aren't you joining in? Because, like, everyone else is shooting weapons. And he's like, dude, I'm blind. What am I supposed to do?
He was like, come on, you got this. We'll have fun. It'll be great. And Hodir was like, okay, I guess. But he didn't, of course, he's blind, so he didn't know there was the mistletoe embedded in with the spear. And so what he did was impale, was pretty much stab his brother.
Oh my god. Yeah, because he was like, I'll help you aim or something.
Yes. And so in other adaptations, it was more so of him shooting a bow with like an arrow spear. Okay. Pretty much. Yeah. And that's what he did. And it landed right into Balder, and he instantly fell down dead. And everybody lost their shit. Everybody was so upset. They're like, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? We gotta save him. We gotta save him. And so they went down to the underworld where Hel lives. Mm-hmm. Hell's like the goddess of the underworld, god of underworld.
Loki's daughter.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Uh-huh. As we all know in Thor Ragnarok.
Well, yeah.
She makes her appearance.
Obviously.
But it's crazy. The whole mythology is just like wraps around. It's so crazy. So they went down to her. It was like, hey. So Baldur was sitting right next to her in like his own very throne, just being like, hey guys, like this is kind of boring. Can you like help me out? I'm pretty sure he didn't say that, but he was just sitting there and they're like, hey, how can we save him? And she was like, okay, I have this idea for you. So if you have everybody cry for him or just produce tears, mourn his loss, I will let you have him back. And everybody was like, okay, great. Everybody loves him. We're going to do it. And so everybody just started to mourn him except one person. This person was supposedly a giantess named Thok. But it wasn't.
No?
It was Loki in disguise. Because Loki is a bitch.
Oh.
So, this instantly made, with him not shedding any tears or feeling any remorse for the death of Baldur, that he had to stay down there. There was no chance. And so, in the morning of his son, Odin decided to do what is now popularly known, especially in the Viking Age, as a Viking's funeral. Do you know what that is, Sister Dearest?
I do
Sister
not.
Dearest?
I do not, Sister Dearest.
So, a Viking's funeral is where they would have a ship, they would put the body on it, they would put grave goods in there, they would even have it buried, and then they would send it adrift. And then they would shoot the arrow into it, and it would catch on fire.
Okay.
That is a Viking's funeral. That is how I want to go. Screw cremation, screw burial. I want a Viking's funeral.
You heard it here, folks.
Yes.
I think that is going to cost a lot more than a regular funeral.
It doesn't matter to her. She's dead.
Right,
exactly.
Okay.
She's like, y'all are paying for the shit, not me.
Take my life policy into it. So, that is what Odin did for his son, because he felt so bad that he could no longer have his joyous son. Freya was just so upset. They immediately struck down Hodir because he was the one who killed him. And so they're like, you're dead. You're done. And so they struck him down.
I can't even see who you are.
Exactly. And it's really sad because that's his brother, and they didn't give two shits. They were just like, you're done. You're out of here. I can't believe you just did that to your brother. How he was the most precious thing on this planet. And he was just like, I don't know. But they struck him down. And they were even more pissed at Loki for just for not only planning it and giving Hodir the spear, but also not shedding any tears or feeling any remorse to bring him back. So they stuck him in a cave, and they would chain him to a cave, and then they would have a serpent venom drop onto him.
Oh my god, you're talking about everything I was going to talk about. I'm going to have, like, nothing left.
Don't you have other... He's in a bunch of other stories.
Yeah, but, like, this is one of the main ones.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. Just keep talking.
Okay.
It's fine.
But I'm sorry. But, so this was a huge thing. So, Loki became a bitch after this, a bigger one. But this was also an important story. But the thing with Balder is that though he was gone for the time being, he would eventually come back during Ragnarok to help battle. Which I was debating on whether I wanted to cover this story or cover Ragnarok, because there's so much prepping for Ragnarok. That one is like we're gonna have to both do together, because there is a lot of prepping. There's a lot of people involved.
Yeah. Which we could do that soon, but
yeah. So that was my coverage of Norse mythology introduction and Baltier. I'm sorry.
you didn't take that much. I'm just being dramatic.
Wow, you dramatic queen.
I was just really excited to tell that story, but you told
it. It is a very...
I can't even talk.
It's a good story. I really enjoyed that one, because I was just reading little snippets of different characters in Norse mythology, and that one just really stood out to me. I really appreciated that one.
Yeah.
So I decided to cover it.
Well, I have some questions for you now.
Oh, no.
No.
All right. Going on
Better
to
hope you get it
question number... This is question number 4, right?
Yes.
Now, technically?
Mm-hmm. Technically.
Going back to Freyja.
Oh.
Freyja.
What was her chariot drawn by?
Oh, shit.
Was it A, goats, B, boars, C, reindeer, or D, cats?
I don't think
I think it's goats.
It's that or a boar.
Yeah. Oh, might be boar. Oh, God. Our whole life depends on this, Jamie.
I know. Why is this one so hard?
Let me guess, it's not goat or a boar.
I don't know, I can't tell you.
It's not a reindeer, there's no way.
Why not? They're common out there.
That's true, but it just sounds... Okay, should we do reindeer?
Yeah.
Alright, reindeer.
You're both wrong. Cats!
What? They even had cats there?
That's what it says. It says cat.
I did not know they had
What?
cats.
I didn't think so. I thought that was like an Egypt thing.
I thought it was a funny one, because I was like, yeah, you guys would definitely stray away from that one.
That one's tricky.
That one was tricky.
I do have one more question before Kylie gets started on hers. So
Okay. Hit it with
Once again, I am so sorry if I,
it's fine.
Mispronounce.
They forgive you.
Who is Ratatosk? Ratatosk? Ratatosk. Yes. Is it A, Odin's horse? B.
Can I look at my notes?
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
You have notes?
You've got
I have
notes on
Odin's
it.
horse name.
Oh, okay.
Horse's name. Somewhere.
Oh, God.
I'll continue on. B. The dwarf who was burned in Balder's funeral fire. C. The squirrel who runs up and down Yggdrasil. Or D. Freyr's father.
Okay. On a steed. He climbed on a steed. Where did I write the name of the steed? Wait.
Kylie is stressing out right now.
I don't know. I wrote it down, but I can't find it.
What's the name?
Who is Ratatosk? Ratatosk.
What was B again?
The dwarf who was burned in Balder's funeral fire.
I didn't see anything about that.
Then the next option, the squirrel who runs up and down Yggdrasil, or Freyr's father, or Odin's horse.
Oh my god.
Freyja had a father.
We need a final answer.
Is it D?
Freyr's father?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Oh, then
it is the squirrel who runs up and
No
down
way!
Yggdrasil.
The squirrel?
Yeah.
That was my last guess.
That's what it says.
That's weird.
I'll take a shot.
Dude, I can't take a shot at that again.
I'll take one.
That stuff.
Oh, Kylie's got it.
What if you just have like this much?
Oh, God. Yeah, don't give me a whole one. I'm having a lot to drink tonight. I've started drinking at 4.
Just do a yee bit.
Sailor Jerry? Oh no, I didn't realize which one you bought. Oh my gosh.
Well, it was whatever was on sale.
Homegirl bent my notes.
I don't get a full one, but like technically we got 2 things wrong.
Here, we'll do half.
But
Half shot for you, and we'll do a tiny one for Jamie.
Hi, Layla.
and none.
Second.
Yeah.
She's got her water.
To Herbachapashpa. I forgot his name already.
Ratchilshins.
Ratatones.
Ratatones.
Oh God. Gets worse.
It just burns your throat.
Okay.
Oh, give me shivers.
Give me sugars?
Yeah.
Give me sugar?
Shiver.
Oh. Hi, guys. I can almost talk. Hold on. Okay. My tongue is burning. You look so concerned. Okay, guys, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about Loki.
Wow.
Also known as Loki.
Continue.
Why are you staring at me like this?
I'm wondering what you're doing.
No, you're not. I feel like I'm like getting questioned at the police station. Alright, so Loki was pretty cool, but also not at the same time. Okay.
Oh,
Loki,
a little bitch.
yeah, he's a little bitch. He could change his shape and his gender, so he thought he was the shit because of that. He's like, I can do whatever I want. I can change into things, and I'm super cool. Okay. Now, he's represented as a companion of Thor and Odin, but, like, people don't really know Loki's upbringing because of the way that, like, when Christianity came, everything got kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
So nobody really knows where he came from. But one thing that is known is that Loki causes Thor and Odin a lot of embarrassment. He's kind of like he's like the drunk guy at the party that does not get social cues. That's him. But yeah, nobody really knows where he came from or his early life. But he's known as a scheming coward. And he really only cares about, like, things that will give him pleasure for a little bit, or else just things that will give him any type of recognition and attention. So, he's pretty cool, obviously.
Wow.
I love how I always get to do, like, the assholes. Zeus, Loki. Alright. So Loki is known as the god of trickery. And the meaning of his name, they're really not positive on, but it relates to knots and tangles because, like, they think of him, like, spinning a web constantly, metaphorically, but, like, he has his hands and things, and he's constantly trying to spin webs in people's business. So they think that, like, his name kind of comes from tangling.
He's the Karen no one wants to talk to, but still tries to just...
Oh my god, he's the OG Karen.
Yeah!
Holy shit. I didn't think of that one. Okay. He is a Jotun. I don't know how to say it.
Jotun?
Jotun. He's a Jotun. Son of a Jotun father. I did not mean to have that accent.
I mean...
Okay, anyway, he's a son of a Jotun father and a mother who might be female, but we're not positive. We don't know if she's
Gender
female.
doesn't matter.
Right.
Obviously.
So we don't know, but it doesn't matter. Who cares? Okay, but anyway, he could have had 2 dads. Who knows? And if he did, that's great for him. Okay, so other gods normally get their dad's name. Like, a lot of them have part of their father's name. As they get older, they tend to get his name more, but he actually gets more of his mom's name. Because his mother was Laufey.
Laufey?
Yeah, Laufey. And you can kind of hear Loki, Laufey.
Yeah.
Almost the same. So they think that, like, the gods genuinely respected his mom more than they respected his dad.
Oh, shit.
Because his dad was also kind of an asshole. So that's where he got it from. But yeah, they liked his mom. They're like, she's cool. Luffy.
She's cool.
Yeah, she's aight. She's aight. All right. Anyway, the time before coming to Asgard and becoming one of the Ashur gods, is that Ashur? Azure? I don't know how to say it. Again, they don't really know. But this is kind of the first time that Loki became, like, a god, or, like, started to fit in with the crowd.
Yeah.
And when I say fit in, he kind of forced himself in.
All right.
He, like, went to the popular table, sat down, and then they told him to leave, and he's like, nah.
No,
So
I'm part of this now.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm cool, and they're like, okay.
Like, oh, whatever. So one time, all the gods were hanging out, having a nice feast, laughing, joking around, living their best lives. Everything was going great. And then the gods were complimenting the servants for their work.
Layla, stop your tail wagging. We could probably hear
She's
it.
very excited. So they were complimenting the servants. They're like, oh my goodness, thank you guys for bringing out the food. And Loki was like, what is wrong with you guys? And he could not stand it. So he actually ended up killing one of the servants.
Of course.
That was his first great decision. So,
How did he not stand trial?
the gods chased him. He killed the servant and then ran out the door. And all the gods are like, get back here! And so they were chasing him into the woods. But they kind of gave up. They were like, he's too far. And then they went back and just continued their feast. And then a little bit while later, Loki returns. He's like, hey, I'm back.
What?
And he just sits down next to them. And so he's like, this seat is mine. And they're like, get up. That's not your seat. You cannot sit with us. So they were like, you're not welcome here. You need to leave. And he's like, no, this is my seat. And he's like trying to argue with them. And so then he goes straight up to Odin and he's like, I know what's going to help. So he goes up to Odin and goes, hey, Odin, remember that one time when we were kids in the early days and we became blood brothers? And you swore an oath that everything that was offered to you had to be offered to me too. So, like, he's bringing back their past. Like, they made an oath on this. And
they were
Odin,
children together?
Not like children, but like earlier days.
Oh.
Yeah. They became blood brothers, and they were like, and Odin was like, no matter what, man, whatever's given to me, you'll get it too. And so Loki never forgot this.
Of course.
And so he brings it back, and Odin was like, oh shit, you're right. Sit down. He's like, all right, you can sit with us. And so Loki's just sitting there drinking and insulting everybody the whole time.
Oh my god.
Sounds about right.
Like, they're all having a good time, and he's like, you're an idiot. No one will ever love you.
Oh my god.
Like,
savage.
I don't know specifically what he insulted them for, but he was just insulting all of them.
Your hair looks like trash. Get those weeds out of there.
Right. So his main purpose is to alter the status quo and bring change in the god's life for better or worse. Usually for worse. But he thinks that he should be able to control everything and he should get his way with everybody. So he can't keep his mouth shut. Once again, he's a Karen. Okay. And he likes to make people angry. Karen.
Yeah.
All right. Now, he also talks his way out of violence. So whenever someone's like, I'm going to kill you, he's like, you can't. I love you. Like, he's really good at, like, switching his character and being like, why would you do that, man? So he actually went up to Thor's wife. And she had, like, beautiful, like, golden locks, and he cut all of her hair off.
Oh my god.
Just because he was angry at Thor for something. And so Thor went up to him and was like, I'm going to break every single one of your bones.
Oh, shit.
And so Loki goes, here's a wig. Put this on her. And so he puts the wig on her, and he's like, see, it's like back to normal. And then he's like, and also, I have this really great ship for you. So he, like, gives him the greatest ship in the world.
God.
And the greatest spear ever made. And so then Thor's like, okay, thank you. And kind of forgives him.
Why does he do it in the first place if he knows that he's gonna have to do extra work in the long run?
You would think, like, I think he just can't control his emotions. He really needs, like, good therapy, but, like, I think he's just a little messed up with his decision-making process.
Well, have you seen their upbringing?
Right. It's a mess.
They throw swords at each other.
Okay, so there's a story During the fortification of Asgard, when they were like building it and everything, the gods hired a Jotun to construct walls around it. So like they hired one man to just make sure everything was built right. And Loki forged agreement between them and the Jotun, and he basically told the Jotun that if he finished his job quickly, that in exchange they would give him a goddess that he could marry. So he literally went up to him and went, "Hey, if you finish this quickly, we'll give you a goddess." And so the Jotun's like, "Okay," and he starts working super fast. Yeah. But all of the gods are like, "There's no way he's gonna do it." So they expected him to fail. But once they saw that he might actually finish early, they threatened violence on Loki. They're like, "You started this! Come on!" Oh my god! And so Loki knew he had to sabotage. He's like, "I gotta do something." So he was like, "How can I mess up the Jotun's work?" So he goes up to the horse, to the Jotun's horse. Who was responsible for heavy lifting. So he had a lot of the things on him. He went over to the horse and shapeshifted into a mare and basically made the horse follow him. And so the horse was following him all around. And then they did the business.
Oh my god.
What? Oh my god, okay.
Because he was trying to distract the horse.
Oh my god.
And so the bear's following him around, so then the horse and the Jotun failed the agreement because the Jotun was like, "Where's my stuff? It's on the horse," and the horse is running away. And then Loki became pregnant.
Loki was pregnant? Isn't he a seahorse?
Loki was pregnant
God.
with the horse.
So he's a seahorse.
Technically. And then he gave birth to an 8-legged horse, known as the greatest of horses. And this became Odin's personal steed. See, I didn't even write the name. So, anyway. That's what I was saying earlier. But yeah, so his son actually became Odin's steed.
The fuck?
But yeah, so he had sex with a horse, and then gave birth to a horse. That had 8 legs.
Okay, who thought of this story?
Don't know. And then here's some other children. They're really great. That Loki had. They're the best. Hel, obviously, the goddess of the Norse underworld. Jormungand. I always forget how to say his name. Jormungand. He was the great serpent that ends up killing Thor.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he also had Fenrir, which was the wolf that ate Odin.
Ooh.
So all of his kids were just like the best.
Yeah.
They're all linked to death of the gods in some way.
Yeah, because I feel like every single god dies.
Yeah.
And I think that's how they end Norse mythology. Is that everybody dies.
Yep. It just ends in hell.
Yeah.
Literally, she's like, "Hey,
what's up? I'm the only one alive. Let's work this out."
Okay, so then I'm at the Balder story. Okay. I don't know if you talked about when, okay, so he's having the dreams.
Yeah.
Did you talk about how they went to Odin first?
No, I know that he went to Freyja, and that's when she was just like, "Oh my god."
Right, yeah. So before they go to Freyja, they went to Odin and just explained their concerns.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "I keep having dreams, and so, like, I don't want to die." So then Odin climbed on his steed, and then they went to the underworld in disguise. And then he forced the corpse of a wise woman to rise.
I think that's because there's 2 different stories about his death. So I think you're talking about the second story.
Okay, so you guys get the other one.
Yeah.
There you go. So then when they were in hell, or the underworld, they found the floor was covered in gold. So he was like, why is the floor covered in gold? And they were like, because we're anticipating someone's arrival. And so he asked the woman who was coming, and she said Balder. So she was like, we're preparing for Balder. And then he asked how he would die, and she says that his brother Hoder would be responsible. So it was kind of like a prediction.
Yes.
Thing. Everything else I think was the same.
I believe in that type of story, in that interpretation, Hoder and Balder were warrior.
Yeah.
Like, kind of close and as warriors.
Right.
And then he ended up killing him.
But everything else I have the same.
Yeah.
So it was just like that in that part that was in the beginning.
Yeah, it's weird because they just change it briefly, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'm always curious that I want to know is that why are there so many different interpretations.
Uh-huh.
And I guess that's just the creative mind.
Right.
Just wanting something different.
Yeah. So then you talked about all of that situation and everything and how he died. And then when they arrived, what's his name? Harmod? I don't know what I wrote. But one of the sons of Odin went to hell to bargain for Balder's return.
Yes.
And that's when he was sitting next to the goddess. So yeah, all of that's the same. But then Hermod pleaded to release his brother. And Hel was like, and then they did all of that. So like the rest of the story is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I want to see that you all are suffering. All of that fun stuff. And then of course we had Loki disguised as a woman in a cave. The giant. They were like, doesn't Balder make you happy? And he was like, no. I find no joy. So he just messed all of that up. That was great for him.
I did read in this story specifically that this changed Loki.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This specific, him being in the cave turned him into that mischievous trickster.
Oh, yeah.
Into just pure hatred for the gods.
Okay, yeah. I thought you meant for the good, and I was like, what? I didn't get that.
No. It completely turned him 180.
That will never happen to him. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so then I'll kind of start there with, like, this story of it. So Balder, of course, remained in hell until Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And then knowing the gods were pissed, Loki hid in a mountain and built a house that could look out in all directions so he could see if, like, people were coming for him. And then he changed into a salmon and hid beneath a waterfall. Because he knew that they were going to come look for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he literally turned into a salmon, hid in a waterfall, and then Odin could see everything. So he could even see Loki as a salmon. And so he's like, I see him. So he literally goes to get him. And as a salmon, he tries to, like, jump. Doesn't work out very well for him. But the way that Thor reached out and grabbed him in midair, the way that he was, like, holding onto the salmon, they think is why salmon are more, like, narrow on the bottom. Is because of the way that Thor gripped them. Which is kind of interesting. And so Loki went into his normal form, and he was taken to the cave with two of his sons. One son turned into a wolf, who killed the other son. And then, when they had the son that died, they used his intestines to tie up Loki to 3 rocks in the cave. And then they turned the intestines into iron chains.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
Just imagine that.
They were so savages.
And then, of course, they had the poisonous snake that they placed above his head, which continually dripped venom onto Loki's face. And then Loki's wife was still in love with him. I don't know her name. I didn't get it. But she was still in love with him. She's like, he's amazing. I don't know. But so she would come by with a bowl of water and would try to stop the snake from dripping the poison. So she'd give it to the snake. And so it worked until she had to fill the bowl up. Because then when she left, more venom would just pour onto him.
Oh my God.
And so he's shaking so much from all the venom. And he's shaking so much that they think that there's an earthquake happening. That's how bad he's shaking. Yeah, so then he remains there suffering until he breaks his chains, which would be the start of Ragnarok. Which I was going to do more research on, but I ran out of time.
Oh, yeah. Because with, he was in charge. He was the leader of the, I believe it was the Jotnar?
Yep.
Jotnar?
Yep.
And he would lead them into Ragnarok, which is pretty much like, as we see it in, like, the Marvel movies, is the destruction of the world for the Norse.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure, are you going to get into that, or are you?
No, that's literally all I did. I kind of wish I went more into the Ragnarok, but I kind of just want to do an intro to him, and then I was like, we could always talk about Ragnarok later. But,
exactly.
Basically, the big idea is that chaos continued to reign. He never stopped. He kept it going. He died. And he helped, during Ragnarok, he helped both the gods and the giants. So it was like, whoever would give him what he wanted at that time, he would be on their side.
Because that's who he was. Yeah. Like, he would end up doing something terrible, and then if he would get called out for it, he would do something nice in return, be like, oh, here you go, like, here's my forgiveness, like, can you forgive me? It's just like, okay. But, like, for Ragnarok, this was, like, a complete just destruction because anybody who was dead pretty much came back to life and fought to get killed again.
Right.
Because Ragnarok, they had the Valkyries prepped for it. That was their job, was to prep for Ragnarok because everybody knew that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
They just didn't know when, and Loki was the one who pretty much initiated it.
Loki was great.
Was he?
Loki, he was not a good guy.
Loki.
Loki.
Speaking of Loki, another question.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
All right. Question. What question are we on?
I think we're on 7?
6 or 7, right?
Because you did 4 and 5, so yeah, 6.
I will say, a lot of the questions that were on here, you guys kind of answered throughout your...
Oh, okay, so you can...
Oh, yay!
Or should we still do them?
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right, so, this next question. When Loki lost a bet with Broker, how did he prevent the dwarf from cutting off his head? Anybody
Options.
know before? Okay.
I don't know.
Just give us the options, please.
A. He wore a magic collar made by elves. B. He escaped on the magic ship Skidbladner. If that is
A magic ship?
a magic.
Is that real?
I don't know. C. He gave Thor a magic hammer called Mjolnir. D. He pointed out that he had not bet on his neck.
What? Is it Mjolnir?
I don't know. What's your guys' final answer?
Just go with that one.
Wrong.
What is it?
He pointed out that he had not bet on his
That sounds
neck.
like something he would do. Classic.
You're the trickster knowledger.
I didn't see that story. There's a lot of stories about
There
him.
is. He's probably one of the most popular gods other than Odin and Thor. Loki takes the cake.
How
Right.
about this one? I think you guys can answer this question.
Oh, God.
Without
Here.
me giving an A, B, C, D. All right.
We'll see.
Whoever answers it first does not have to take a shot.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Which god has a magic hammer?
Thor.
Correct. Kylie!
I thought of it, but I couldn't say it. I just laughed instead. Oh, my God. Fine, I'll take a shot.
You get
We'll just do a half shot again.
Okay.
Oh.
I know. I'm getting grossed out by looking at it.
Ooh.
Ugh. Girl, you got a thick throat, like, to handle it.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, God, I'm like...
No regrets until the morning.
I'm gonna, like, throw up in my mouth. Pro!
Jimmy's so disgusting.
That's
nasty.
I would have already got sick.
It's so gross. I give you props. I give you so much props. Nasty.
Delicious water.
I think we should do some Jamie trivia.
Ooh.
Because it's her birthday.
Yeah.
You should ask us questions about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You can't ask me on the spot. I'm so indecisive.
Who knows you better, your sister or your best friend?
Oh my
Give
God.
us a question. Come on. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
I did put her on the spot for
Ooh.
this.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
What was I originally going to school for?
Teaching.
No.
Before that?
Sociology.
There you
Oh, I
go.
thought that was after teaching.
No. Sociology was what I was going to go for first.
You win. Good job. So it's sociology, then teaching.
And then history.
No, it was sociology, teaching, and then just history.
Okay.
But it was like teaching in history.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, tricky question.
And then I didn't want to be a teacher.
That's fair.
I knew sociology, but yeah.
Okay, get us another one.
Okay.
And I'll edit it to where it sounds like you came up with them right away.
What was my car's first name? My first car's name.
Oh, finally know
Your
your
Pontiac?
Yeah.
Pawnee?
You named it?
Polly.
Yeah.
Betty.
No.
I only know Izzy was your other one.
Yeah.
I didn't think you named your.
Was it a female or male?
It's cringy.
Oh no.
Was it a female or male?
It was male. Oh. Starts with the C.
Chris?
Carl.
Yeah.
Was it Carl? No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
How did you think of that?
I don't know. That's a C name, but like, I never once heard you say,
"Yeah,
let's go get in Carl." Like, all the time with Izzy, you're like, "Oh, I drove Izzy here today." You never talked about Carl. Like that.
What's my car's name now?
You haven't told me this.
You haven't told me either. We have no. Can we guess?
What is she? Yes.
Subi.
Oh, you did tell me. I think she's a Subaru Forester. Forest.
No.
Forest
Gump.
Forest Gump. Flora.
No. What?
Jenny.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, you told me that. Oh my.
Wait, you just named it Jenny?
Her name is Jenny.
I think you told me that on the podcast.
I was close. I was in the right direction.
Yeah, James. James has a green truck, so he calls it Forest.
Oh, that's
Forest
so cute.
and Jenny.
Yeah.
Even though Jenny screwed him over in the end.
That's true. Yeah.
God, I want to get one right. Ask me another one.
Okay. Oh my god.
What hair color did Jamie have in 7th grade? She had a new one every week.
No.
What
color did she not have? That's a better question.
What was my most extravagant hair color that I had?
Did you have light green?
That was like my bangs. I wouldn't call that like my most extravagant.
I think I know what it is, but I want to let you guess it.
This was probably when we weren't friends for a bit.
It was like in middle school. It was like Tarzan.
Okay, blue.
Was it middle school? I thought it was high school.
Didn't
It
you?
was like when I was going into high school.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you have like a yellow some
No,
sort?
I know exactly.
Oh God, no. Yellow hair, I can't.
What was her favorite
Purple
color growing up?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was your craziest? Because I feel like you had blue.
She did.
It was my
wasn't
bangs.
fully
It was
blue.
black and blue.
Oh.
Yeah. You had blue. What other colors?
It was like a
did you have?
turquoise. I had like a reddish
Purple's like
brown.
crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of red a little bit.
And then I had my highlights, which I wish I just kept them because I freaking love them now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had like my mom called me eggplant because it was that purple.
And you went to get it professionally done, and it was like gone within a week.
Yeah, and then I dyed it black.
You dyed it black. You were like, get rid of this shit.
Yeah. Well, because you have to you can't wash your hair every day, and you have to only
I have a picture.
wash it in cold water, and I love warm showers. So there was no way I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, I'm tired of this purple. I'm going to dye it black again. And my mom was like, what? I paid like $65 for it.
Jeez.
It was my own money too.
65?
When you don't have a job, that is a lot of money.
Yeah, it was. And she was so nice about it. It was at the hairdresser that closed.
Oh, she was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Wait, I'm trying to find this picture here.
I have a good one.
Oh, no.
Who was I lost with at the zoo?
Oh, no, it wasn't Jocelyn.
Yeah,
Jocelyn?
I
Yeah.
thought it was, yeah.
See, I got that one right. Jamie got lost at the zoo once.
Yeah, thanks to your mom.
Okay.
It was just your mom and your sister, and there was like 8 of us.
We were like, because my mom did daycare, and Jamie was one of the daycare kids, and we were like, where did she go? And then Jamie just comes by on a golf cart just waving to us. Like she didn't just run away.
That's the thing, is that I never had fear growing up.
What were you thinking at that time?
I don't know. I think I just got separated from the crowd, and I was just like, I don't know where they went. And then this dude, one of the workers was like, hey, are you guys lost? And we're like, yeah. He's like, okay, we'll go find your group. Your mom, I believe that your mom was so scared to tell my mom. She was just like, oh my God.
When you run a home daycare, you can ruin everything.
It's a good thing that our parents were really close, that they're like, oh.
Right.
But then again, my mom was like, that sounds about right for Jamie. So.
Going back to the purple hair, though, kind of had mostly washed out at this point. Look, that's us with Ben. That was like, how many years ago?
Oh my God, I was in middle.
No,
that was before I was even, I had my hair colored. Professionally. That was when I only had the bangs.
No, because look at this one. This is us on the jet ski. That's very purple right there.
Oh.
Very purple.
We are polar opposites in this picture here.
So there's this picture of Jamie with her purple hair. She's wearing a black shirt. And then there's Erica with her, like, straight blonde hair and her yellow shirt.
Literally night and day.
I know, right? I have always been the black sheep in our family. Because, like, everybody else has, like, especially on mom's side of the family, they're all, like, blonde, like, super blonde. And then there's me, the brunette. Like, even my dad has blonde hair, my mom has blonde hair, and then
our cousins have red hair, though.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like your hair's not super brown. It's like a blonde brown.
Well, that's because I got highlights.
But even before that.
Like, you're very light.
Through your whole life, it's always been very light.
Yeah, it's never like
in the summer brown. It does, but yeah, it was still like compared to like our family, it's just like all these like blonde hair, and then I was like, hey guys, with like my black hair, my screamo band t-shirt, skinny jeans, Vans with my dark makeup. I was like, oh, I hate the world.
You like my blood on the dance floor shirt?
My blood on the dance floor.
I would go to Hot Topic with Jamie for like 2 hours, and I was like this like preppy girl, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
You were Aeropostale.
I was like, I just want to go to Aero.
That was me too. I was like Hollister, Aeropostale, Abercrombie. Like
you went through that phase. Though.
I did too for like 1 year of my life.
That's how I started.
You went through that phase?
Not as
to the
hard.
extreme.
No, she kept her hair blonde.
I never touched my hair, but Mom would not let me color my hair. She let you color your hair.
It's always the second kid.
This one, do you remember going to Manitou with us? I don't think you were with us. No.
I was another group of friends.
Yeah, so I went to Manitou with a group of friends. I was driving my dad's space van.
You were driving it?
Yeah, because I had just gotten my license, and they're like, oh, you gotta take it. And I thought we were going, like, mini golfing, like, in town, and they're like, let's go to Manitou. And I was like, okay. And then freaking someone posted on their Snapchat that we were in Manitou.
Facebook. They tagged you on Facebook.
She freaking narked on me.
Wait, was this during school?
Yeah, or it was like during the summer, I think. But
they just didn't know you took the van?
Well, they didn't know I was going to Manitou.
Oh.
Yeah, and then this one narked on me. My mom, I never
got a good chance to, so I thought it was my time. You know?
Oh my god. so my mom texted me while we were in that Marilyn Monroe pizza shop and was like, hey, where are you at? And I was like, no. I was like, who narked? Then she was like,
not my fault. Yeah, you have dumb friends, so.
Well, I was just like, and then we were trying to go to, we went to Rainbow Falls.
Yeah.
Which, like, there's no parking there. And then when you're a freaking 16-year-old having two friends just, like, make fun of you the entire time you're trying to, like, pull out in this giant-ass van, you're just having a meltdown.
And Manitou, those roads are, like, really
narrow. Yeah. And so it was a bad time. And then my mom was like, why didn't you tell me you were going to Manitou? And I was like, I had no idea. I thought we were going mini golfing. I was like, that's what I was planning for. That's why I took the van.
I just love that you drove a space van when you got your license. And that all the friends were like, let's go.
Well,
like,
that's because I didn't have a car and my dad was home from work that day. So, because I either drove the space van or my mom's Ford Taurus.
Yeah, I remember that feeling of getting your license and being like, hey, everyone, get in the car. We're going somewhere. Like,
well, that's exactly.
You feel so cool.
Yeah. Well, I was only one of the few of my friends that actually had their license because I immediately got my permit when I was 15 and a half when I could. Yeah. And then a year later, I was like, okay, time for my driver's license. And everybody else took like another, like a year or two to get theirs. And I was like, looks like I'm driving everywhere.
Mobbing around in the space van.
After that day, it was a good chunk of while where I did not drive that car. It was mad. It was crazy.
It's kind of fun.
Was it?
It's an adventure.
I mean,
it's kind of fun.
If you crash it, you can't really tell a difference.
Hey, that thing is a family legacy.
I know.
It's been around since I was born.
Even before you were born.
I know.
Oh my god, that car is old. Wow. Thank you for listening to our tangent if you've gotten this far.
Also, the three of us were going to be a pop duo or trio that was supposed to tour the world.
Yeah.
And so we already talked about this kind of on one of our podcasts, but we tried to sell rocks.
We would perform in the cul-de-sac on like a Wednesday afternoon thinking we were going to be discovered by just someone driving by. A limo would drive by and we're like, oh my god, look at that.
And they couldn't even see. Like, they'd have to go into my backyard in order to see us. And
your mom's neighbors are like, look at those kids again.
They were like, we were like, maybe someone will drive by. We were like on the trampoline, we're like singing like Cheetah Girls.
You have musical talent. Her and I, not a lick.
I feel bad because I like forced you guys to it. I was like, guys,
but we were so into it though at the same time.
I was like, we have to record.
Remember the photo shoot on your trampoline?
Hold on. Can we? Yeah, I have one story that is the best. Our horror movie.
Oh god!
That we filmed. Do you remember that night?
I completely forgot about that, but now it's all coming back.
Alright, so me being a stupid little kid, we're trying to film this scary movie. It's dark outside. We have one of those huge VHS camcorders, you know? We thought it was the coolest thing. We would record things on there all the time as kids. And I was like, we need to write something scary. And so I took red food coloring out of my parents' cabinet and went to our driveway and wrote the word die. And Jamie and I's mom, our mom, comes outside and she was so pissed.
I had to go home. I remember I couldn't.
She was yelling, and Kylie. I think you started crying, maybe, but you were like, I want to go home.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry.
But yeah, and then our neighbors next door, like the most like pure sweet people,
very Christian.
Just and she was so terrified. She was like, "Wow, they're gonna read the words die on our driveway." And it was stained like that for a long time.
I remember. I think they said I could spend the night if we all worked together at getting it off the road, but we could never do it. We tried.
No, it was like just an orange spot on the driveway at one point for forever. It's not there anymore. No. But oh my god,
that'd be hilarious if it was still there.
Oh my god, that was so funny. There was a handprint on the garage for the longest time, and it would never leave. It was just there.
I would love to find that footage though. If it's somewhere out there,
I don't know.
I don't know how we in one of our VHSs that we have. It
might be, but man.
I had our singing tapes for a while. We would do Christmas albums, and we would all take turns. We'd be like, all right, you go in the room next. And then we'd like go in there and sing a Christmas song. Do you remember that?
Oh.
We'd be like, Deck the halls.
We'd be like singing along with Hillary Duff or something. Like, wow, I sound so great.
I wish we could find those, but I'm pretty sure our horror movie was just pure black. Like, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
No, it was just a light, and it's probably like, die. And then that's it, and then it's just immediate, oh my god, we're sorry!
Like, didn't last very long.
That is one core memory I have.
Oh, god.
We were Hope 3, and then we were the Flower Girls.
Oh, right.
And I was like, I remember being like, if we're not famous by 2005, I swear.
Like what? I was like 11 in 2005 or something.
And I remember we had like a jar that we were collecting money from, like the rock sale.
Oh my gosh.
And we were like, we're gonna get at least like $100. And we got like 5.
I know.
It was all the mailman.
We'd be like, great, now we can go to Walgreens and get some of that candy from there or something. We would go with your sister and we'd get the like squeezy gel.
Yes.
And then
it was always so warm.
Yes. And then they had like the edible lotion by, was it Jessica Simpson? But yeah, no, and then the edible lotion was there too. I remember so that. Crazy. It would taste like candy apple or something. I think it was Jessica Simpson.
Oh!
Jessica Simpson
yes,
or Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the two. I could be wrong.
Oh my god, we have to search that. That's
I would say Britney Spears, but that doesn't...
I don't think
I think it was Jessica Simpson.
Didn't she have a brand called Candy?
That was Jessica.
I swear that was Britney.
There was one at Kohl's. Right?
Yeah, that was...
Wasn't that Britney Spears?
I don't know.
I thought Candy's was Jessica Simpson.
Let us know.
No, we can look it up. Or you can let us know. If anyone's still listening, let us know.
What a subject change.
I know.
Anyway, we gotta go party. So
yes, thank you for joining this week.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Jamie.
Happy birthday! Woo! Woo! ready to go out?
Yeah.
Right.
Where can you find us?
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. I gotta get in the Halloween spirit. We're almost there. Okay. Instagram and Facebook at Historia the Podcast, or Twitter at Historia the Pod 1, or you can send us a Gmail at historiathepodcast@gmail.com.
That was very
good.
Very good.
Very good.
Yes. What did you learn today?
Oh, shit. What did we talk about? No, I'm just kidding. We should hear what Erica learned, too.
What did you learn today?
I learned a lot about everything.
Well,
that's not descriptive enough.
You gotta.
No, I learned more about Loki and Balder. I didn't even know who Balder was, so now I know who that is.
There you go.
What did you take from the stories, though? What did you learn from them?
Like, the big idea. So, like, for instance, like, don't be an asshole like Loki.
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't throw weapons at people thinking that they're invincible to them.
Don't give a blind man a weapon.
Well, yeah,
and if you're blind, do not accept anything that somebody's trying to give you to throw at somebody.
It could be a Loki situation. He's anywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too. I did not know that much about Loki. Like, in all of his... I knew that he was, mischievous and sneaky, but I did not know that he made love with a horse. So that was new to me, for sure.
Are you surprised, though? Yeah. I am not.
I knew he was an asshole. I didn't realize he was that bad.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly what I learned today.
But thank you for joining. We appreciate it. Yes. Bye!
Goodbye!
We don't have a good outro.
Oh. Thanks for joining us today, Erica.
We don't have a good outro. Bye.